I mean, I knew somebody who said to me, actually more than one person who said to me, a woman said, I was what they called a tomboy. If I was alive now and acted the way I did then, that's what they would have done to me.
Well, nobody's doing this to her.
Well, I don't know. I mean,
literally, nobody is doing this to her.
How old?
She is, or he is, either 8 or I think 9.
Okay, then somebody is doing something, because 8 or 9-year-olds can't.
No, you know what they're doing?
Can't do anything on their own.
No, they're buying them boys' clothes.
Well, then they're doing something. They're doing.
Sure. Yes, you're right. They're buying them boys' clothes
and telling them you're a boy now. Okay,
no, they're not telling them. They're just agreeing with. They're like going.
Well, they're
okay,
agreeing
honey.
with an 8-year-old.
Celebrity David Cross stepped onto Bill Maher's show and delivered what he thought would be a strong critique. But it turned into an absolute takedown of his own arguments. Maher, clearly prepared, dismantled Cross's points with ease, showing he had heard these arguments many times before. It quickly became clear Cross had underestimated the conversation and hadn't done his homework.
Anyway, you knew
okay.
You weren't gay, right?
That's.
It's not different.
It is different.
No, it isn't.
It's okay. Good luck with President Vance, because, as I always say to my woke friends, we voted for the same person. You're just why she lost. And this is a case of that.
Wait, what?
We voted for the same person.
Right.
You're just why she lost. Because America hears this, and they're going to go, Bill's right. 8-year-olds can't really make decisions on their own like that.
The discussion shifted toward politics, with claims that so-called woke overreach and controversial cultural issues contributed to electoral outcomes, including Kamala Harris's defeat. The argument suggests that many voters felt disconnected from the Democratic Party's direction, believing it had been influenced too heavily by extreme ideological positions that didn't reflect everyday concerns.
And this is where the Democrats are, with David Cross living in Brooklyn, with Mandami Loving, and this is why, we're going to vote for J.D. Vance, and that's
I don't think
that's
it's
America in a nutshell.
I don't.
Doesn't mean I don't love you.
Some critics argue that modern progressive politics, especially around gender and economic ideology, has alienated voters. They believe that instead of adapting after political losses, certain factions doubled down on unpopular positions. This, according to the argument, has made it harder for Democrats to reconnect with mainstream voters.
A Democratic congressman, I've had him on the show, I like him a lot, Seth Moulton from Massachusetts. He got a lot of attention at the end of the last election cycle because he was talking about the Democrats and they got their ass kicked in the election and so forth. And he said, they were talking about the trans issue, and he said, look, I don't want my 12-year-old daughter to be on the soccer field and be run over by someone who's identifying as a man, as a woman, but is really a boy. I don't want my daughter being run over. And a lot of people applauded him for that. I mean, we saw in the Olympics born a man, now fighting as a woman, boxer, just beat the dog shit out of a woman, the other boxer. A lot of people were disturbed by that. It's very disturbing to watch because it's a man beating the shit out of a woman.
A key moment in the discussion involved Bill Maher engaging sharply with David Cross on sensitive political topics. Maher was portrayed as someone highly familiar with these debates, quickly challenging Cross's arguments and pushing back strongly against what he saw as predictable talking points.
You love to speak truth to power, and we always should, but you have completely lost the ability to speak truth to bullshit. The Democratic polling firm Blueprint told Democrats months ago that black voters, aka their supposedly liberal base, were more likely to find the president too liberal than too conservative. They also found that voters didn't just want Harris to distance herself from Biden, they wanted her to distance herself from what they believe the entire Democratic Party has become, a Portlandia sketch.
Some analysts suggest that election outcomes reflect a desire for change rather than continuity. In this view, voters who were dissatisfied with previous leadership wanted a new direction, but felt that proposed alternatives looked too similar to existing policies, leading to frustration at the ballot box.
What a shocker that the people who see everything through the lens of race and sex see their election loss as a result of racism and sexism. Yes, if only we weren't so irredeemably unenlightened, we would have elected a black president by now. Oh, what, we did? Oh, right, and then re-elected him. Maybe you missed it because it wasn't on TikTok.
There is also a broader critique of identity politics. While it once helped highlight marginalized groups and build support, some now believe it has become overused or politically strategic rather than purely social. This shift, they argue, has led to voter fatigue and skepticism.
Let's get this straight. It's not me who's changed. It's the left, who is now made up of a small contingent who've gone mental and a large contingent who refuse to call them out for it. But I will. That's why I'm a hero at Fox these days. Which shows just how much liberals have their head up their ass, because if they really thought about it, they would have made me a hero on their media.
Bill Maher is sometimes viewed more positively by conservatives because he openly criticizes elements of the Democratic Party. However, he still identifies as a liberal and argues that the real issue is a small but influential extreme wing, not the entire party.
You need a law for that? You have to inject yourselves into everything? From where you can throw a frisbee to who can braid hair? This is why so many people, by the way, were triggered by COVID policies. They were already sick of rules. Regulation should be a good issue for Democrats. It's certainly one they're associated with. And I think the average voter would agree that banks and chemical plants and drug companies need watching. Telling a company, you can't dump the waste from your hog farm straight into the water supply. We're mostly all for that. But Democrats have become a parody of themselves, just making rules to make rules because it makes you feel like you're a better person.
Another concern raised is that excessive rules, regulations, and ideological influence in daily life can make some voters feel overmanaged rather than represented. Critics argue this contributes to political disengagement and frustration.
But that's the great irony. Flag burning is free speech, and free speech is one of the key things that makes America great. So now that I have you on my side on that issue, don't be a hypocrite and defend attacks on speech from the left, because you either get the concept or you don't. And sadly, a lot of people don't anymore. Yes, mostly the young who were never taught it by their derelict educational system.
Finally, there is concern about free speech. Some argue that the modern left has become less tolerant of opposing views, especially online. Critics claim this creates a culture of pressure and self-censorship, weakening open debate and limiting intellectual diversity.